So here we are at Keeler Gardens, talking to you today about what's in bloom with our feature, of course, the peonies that we've shown you because they're just taking off, but also we're going to show you more roses. So here's a nice wide shot for you, and we're going to focus over here on our nice colorful section. We have some Allium Molly, a yellow, a unique yellow in bloom. We've got wonderful roses in bloom, and all these that I'm showing you right now were grown from seed, so these are all really doing really well. The one in the back, I'm not sure if we can make it out, but look at the height. This is an 8.5 tall pergola, and it's almost reaching the top, so we're gonna probably try to get it over the branches this year. And above us on the pergola are our grapes, and we'll take a close-up look. They're on their way. So we have white Niagaras on the left, and we have the red Concord on the right. And I'll zoom in and see if you can grab. See, they're coming. We're so excited. So this is going to be covered in grapes. And we'll take you through. There's some creeping verbena in the back, and that is perennial here in our area in Zone 5. It's a hardy verbena. The smoke bush is putting on its purple show. The cranesbill geraniums are just a mass of color. And then we move along. The lavender is almost here. And then we have more red roses. These have actually been at this site for well over 20 years. These were not grown from seed. These were here for many years. These might even consider an heirloom, as they probably were here when the property was originally established. So we'll take a short walk down the hall here. This is the kitchen garden, herbs all coming up here to walk you through what we're calling peony row, because as you can see, they're just peony after peonies after peonies, shrub after shrub. And as we're walking down here, we can have this wonderful scent of the peonies just filling the air. And a few of these in a vase make a wonderful cluster, and you put them in a small room or in a corner, and they fill the whole space with scent. If anyone's in the area in the north side of Chicago and you'd like some peonies, let me know. So the reason we're coming down from this side is because I wanted to show you the wonderful display of roses. This is only a small portion in bloom of these incredible, like icy pink. Look at how perfect that rose is. The silky, and this one is open, but look at how they open, one petal at a time. Just phenomenal. And it's up and around the arbor, but also into the railing. I mean, they're everywhere. It's just fantastic. And once again, I have to focus on the beautiful, just the budding is just incredible. So they're facing this way. The sun rises from behind us, from the angle that we're standing. So they're reaching out for the sun, but the other side will be blooming shortly. So we'll come through here. This actually is another heirloom. This was given to me by a neighbor. So this has been around, gosh, it has to be more than 20 years. She's probably had it for 30 years at least. And so when we transplanted it, and we got it to grow up on the arbor very successfully. And we want to thank Job's Organics. They're the fertilizer that we use, and this year has been a banner year for the roses. Two little specimens that did come from seed. This beautiful red right here, and he's got another bud coming. And then another little red, real beautiful red one, he's coming. These are more of a shrub rose style, and they're not in bloom yet. And then if we look up on the trellis, we see another climber, another beautiful sort of shiny pink. It starts off a little darker, and then it clears as it ages. So it's a beautiful, dynamic display. So we'll come across the front to show you the peonies again. They're still just a show. We're cutting them and putting them in vases and giving them away, and they're just wonderful. And then we have the next showpiece for you is this rose arbor. Look at that. Now this is actually on our neighbor's walkway, but you can still see, I have to step so far back just to get the whole thing in the shot. So there are 3 shrubs here, and I'm not sure you can make out the difference on the video. But when you stand here, there's some true red down in this area. But over the top, these are a hint more wine colored. And again, I'm not sure if that color difference is coming out, but if you're in the area, as I said, Keeler Gardens, north side of Chicago. You can always take a walk by and come and see the difference, the two different types of roses. So the bright red ones are the newer cultivar. Very easy care, very little care. You don't need to spray, hardly need to fertilize. And then the pinker variety, the more wine-toned variety, is an older. That's that same heirloom that we had in the back. So we can come around the front and show you how beautiful it is. I mean, both sides too. Look at this. Look at how incredible. Look at the beautiful roses. It's just phenomenal. So we'll go through the arbor, take you with us through the arbor. I mean, the roses are like right here in our face. It's so gorgeous, so beautiful. And then we'll come down to the side where we have our shrub roses. So these are more of a wild rose, and they're not meant to be a multi-petal. They're not meant to be single stem. They're these clusters that appear together. And then if you notice, see how the clusters are going to seed? Each one of those will become a bright orange hip. And then this will be covered in those beautiful orange hips, so we'll have color well into the fall. So these three are doing a great job. We have this one beautiful clematis. This also was an old plant. It was very, very well established, and we transplanted it here, and it's done very well this year. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's covered in buds. And this one will be white. So this will be all like a white waterfall coming down the side here. Just fantastic. So hope you've enjoyed this brief tour of Keeler Gardens. We'll come back around the front with a few more items. This is Lady's Mantle. Again, I step back. It's such a beautiful display. It likes the early morning sun and the afternoon shade. It gets a little burnt if it gets too much sun in the afternoon. And I've taken some pictures of this on Instagram, but look at the dew. It collects the dew. It has a slightly velvety touch, and it collects the dew. It's beautiful after a rain. And then these little clusters of flowers are like a bright yellow, and so they're just sunshine in this corner. And we have some hydrangeas. Our macrophylla, we covered these over the winter to protect the buds. So if you look inside, you can see that, but there are going to be flowers. There's 3 or 4 in the front, and there's several in the rear, and those will be beautiful blue, rich blue flowers. And as soon as they're in bloom, we'll show you. These much hardier shrubs, these are the endless summer, the ones that bloom on new wood. So I don't see flowers yet on these, but we'll have them soon. And then we'll end with the wonderful show here of the spirea. It's really sunny, so I'm not sure you guys can see this, but this is Magic Carpet Spirea. We've talked about this on the new Grow It app. I took some pictures in the spring. It was like a rusty burgundy color. The petals, the leaves emerge this sort of rusty orange, and then as it ages, it gets to this beautiful sort of chartreuse green, and then the flowers bloom in this stunning, vibrant pink, and the pollinators love it. There's always bees and butterflies just hovering around this guy because they're so happy with it. So I've mentioned a lot of different things. Thanks again to Jobs for the wonderful success with our roses. We'll go back to the roses. I mentioned the Grow It app. If anyone has any questions on that, leave us a message or a comment. We've been using this new app to record the different flowers we have and share different plants, and it's wonderful for avid and beginner gardeners. So either way. And let's see, who else are we thanking today? Why don't we thank my husband for helping out, Ed, because he's so great. So you'll see this video here on Facebook. I'll put it up on a blog post. And then as things continue to bloom and perfect and turn into wonderful pictures on our site here at Keeler Gardens, I will happily share more. Again, if you're in the area on the north side of Chicago and you want a tour or want to visit, I can cut you some peonies. Please come visit. And if you have any questions, you can always leave us a comment or direct message or whatever works for you. So thanks so much for joining us, and we'll leave you focused on this beautiful last peony and really enjoying that scent. Thanks for joining us.